Did you know that over 90% of our audience watches our videos but hasn't subscribed yet? If you enjoy these stories and want to see more, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. It only takes a second and it helps us create more amazing content for you. In the charming town of Crestwood, where autumn leaves swirled in the crisp breeze and old streets murmured stories of love and regret, lived a woman named Olivia Morgan. At 38, she was the heart of her home, a woman whose warmth could brighten even the dreariest day. Olivia found joy in her garden, in the scent of fresh herbs, and in the rhythmic dance of cooking. She was a devoted wife to Ethan Morgan, a 40-year-old software engineer whose mind was often entangled in codes and deadlines. His job demanded long hours, leaving Olivia to maintain their cozy home, lost in her hobbies, while their conversations dwindled to household concerns. Their marriage, once filled with dreams and laughter, had settled into a predictable routine. The days blurred into one another, and Olivia couldn't ignore the sense of monotony creeping into her heart. The shift began on a late summer evening, when they hosted a barbecue in their backyard. Laughter echoed as friends gathered under the golden sky. Among them was Liam Sullivan, Ethan's old college friend, recently returned to Crestwood. At 39, Liam was charismatic, full of life, and had an energy that Olivia hadn't realized she missed. As the evening unfolded, Olivia found herself drawn to Liam's stories, his enthusiasm sparking memories of her younger self. "Remember that crazy road trip back in college?" he asked, his eyes twinkling. Olivia laughed, the memory surfacing like a warm breeze. "How could I forget? I was convinced we'd end up in another state." Liam chuckled. "We almost did." Their conversation flowed effortlessly, a stark contrast to the stagnant silence that often lingered between her and Ethan. In the following weeks, Olivia and Liam crossed paths more often. At first, it was innocent discussions about a community project they were both passionate about. But soon, their meetings turned into coffee dates, long walks through the park, and quiet moments where they shared dreams that had once seemed lost. One afternoon, as they strolled past a lake reflecting the golden hues of the setting sun, Liam turned to her. "You know, Olivia, sometimes life takes us places we never expected," he said gently. "It's okay to want happiness." His words lingered in the air, heavy with meaning. Olivia's heart clenched with guilt and longing. "I love Ethan," she whispered, though doubt flickered in her voice. "But I feel like I've been standing still for years." Liam's gaze softened. "You deserve to feel alive." She knew the connection they were forging was dangerous, yet she couldn't walk away. The excitement of unexpected moments, the joy of deep conversations, it was exhilarating. But the struggle of her emotions weighed heavily on her. At home, Ethan noticed the change in her. Though he chalked it up to stress, he made an effort to reconnect, planning a weekend getaway to rekindle their spark. "How about a trip to the mountains?" he suggested one evening, his eyes filled with hope. "Just the two of us?" Olivia's heart pounded. "That sounds nice." The lie came easier than it should have. The day before their trip, Olivia sat at the edge of their bed, her hands trembling. "Ethan," she began, her voice uneven, "can we talk?" He looked up, concern etched across his face. "Of course. What's wrong?" She took a deep breath. "I feel disconnected, like we've lost something important." Ethan's brow furrowed. "Olivia, is it work? Are you unhappy?" "It's not that simple," she whispered. He reached for her hand. "Then help me understand." Tears welled in her eyes. "Lately, I've been reconnecting with Liam." Her words echoed in the air, changing everything in an instant. "It started as friendship, but I've come to appreciate his friendship a lot." Ethan's grip on her hand slackened. His expression shifted from confusion to betrayal. "You've been seeing him?" His voice was quiet, yet filled with deep emotion. "I never wanted to hurt you," Olivia pleaded. "I just felt lost." Ethan stood, running a hand through his hair, his mind racing. "What do you really feel for him?" Olivia swallowed hard. "I don't know. I care about him, but I love you." Ethan's voice was raw. Is love enough to fix this? She looked at him, tears streaming down her face. I want to try. I want to fight for us. Ethan exhaled sharply. I need time. The weekend trip was quiet, the mountain air thick with tension. Olivia longed for the ease they once shared, but Ethan remained distant. One evening, as they sat by the fire, he finally spoke. I just want to understand what changed between us. Olivia hesitated. I thought so, but somewhere along the way, I lost myself, and I looked for that missing piece in Liam. Ethan's jaw tightened. And now, I want to fix this if you're willing to try. He studied her, his emotions warring within him. Trust isn't rebuilt overnight. I know, she whispered, but I'll do whatever it takes. Ethan let out a slow breath, the pain in his eyes undeniable. Then let's see if we can find our way back. The road to healing was anything but easy. They attended therapy, unpacking years of unspoken fears and unmet needs. Ethan worked on understanding Olivia's loneliness, while she learned to express herself without seeking solace elsewhere. The hardest part was letting go of Liam. One afternoon, Olivia met him at the cafe where they had shared so many stolen moments. Liam greeted her with a hopeful smile, but she felt only sadness. We need to stop this, she said, her voice steady. I have to fix my marriage. His expression softened, but the sadness remained. I understand, he said, though his disappointment was clear. Olivia reached for his hand one last time. I'll always be grateful for what you reminded me about myself, but I want to focus on making things better. As she walked away, she felt a bittersweet mix of loss and resolution. Months passed. Slowly, she and Ethan found joy in the little things. Cooking together, taking evening walks, rediscovering the laughter that once bound them. One evening, as they sat on the couch, Ethan turned to her. I've seen you change, he admitted. And I'm proud of you. Olivia smiled through her tears. Thank you for giving us a chance. Ethan took her hand, squeezing it gently. Let's keep fighting for us. She nodded, feeling the warmth of hope settle in her heart. Together, as the stars twinkled above, Olivia knew their journey wasn't over. But for the first time in a long time, she believed in the future they could still build. As weeks turned into months, Olivia and Ethan worked diligently to repair the fractures in their marriage. Their therapy sessions unearthed buried emotions, resentments they hadn't voiced, unfulfilled desires they had ignored, and wounds that had festered in silence. Ethan, though still hurt, made a conscious effort to meet Olivia halfway. He planned spontaneous dates, something he had neglected in the past. Some nights, they simply sat on their porch, reminiscing about their early years. The nights spent talking until dawn, the silly inside jokes, the dreams they once chased together. For Olivia, the process was just as grueling. Every time she looked at Ethan, she saw the pain she had caused. She no longer felt the thrill of secrecy. Instead, she took responsibility for the choices she had made. She had chosen her marriage, but she knew that choosing wasn't the hard part. Proving she was worthy of that choice was. One evening, as they lay in bed, Ethan turned to her. Do you ever think about him? He asked, his voice barely above a whisper. Olivia tensed. She had been waiting for this moment, the moment he would finally let his fears surface. I won't lie to you, she admitted. I think about what happened. I think about how I let myself go down that path. But I don't regret choosing you, Ethan. I never will. Ethan exhaled slowly. I want to believe that. But some nights, I wonder how we'll move forward from this. Olivia turned to face him, reaching for his hand. You were always enough. I was the one who got lost, not you. He squeezed her fingers, but didn't respond. She knew rebuilding trust would take time. Though Olivia had severed ties with Liam, fate had other plans. One afternoon, as she walked through Crestwood's farmer's market, a familiar voice called out to Olivia. She turned sharply, her breath catching as she found herself face to face with Liam. He looked different, more tired, as if the weight of what had transpired between them had settled into his bones. I didn't expect to see you here, she said, forcing a polite smile. Liam studied her, his expression unreadable. I didn't either, but I guess the universe has a cruel sense of humor. An awkward silence stretched between them. Olivia shifted on her feet, contemplating whether she should walk away. But Liam's next words kept her frozen. Are you happy? He asked, his voice soft. She hesitated. It was a simple question, yet it carried layers of meaning. I'm trying to be, she admitted. Liam nodded slowly. That's good. You deserve that. Olivia forced herself to look him in the eyes. And you? A sad smile tugged at his lips. I'm getting there. There was no longing between them anymore. Only the quiet acknowledgement of what could have been. As she turned to leave, Liam called after her. For what it's worth, I never wanted to be the reason for your pain. Olivia looked over her shoulder. And I never wanted to cause anyone pain either. With that, she walked away, leaving behind not just Liam, but the version of herself that had once sought solace in him. Over the next year, Olivia and Ethan's marriage slowly transformed. Their love wasn't what it once was. It was something different, something raw, something forged through fire and pain. They had bad days, days where Ethan would withdraw. And Olivia feared she had broken something irreparable. But they also had good days, days where laughter filled their home again. One morning, as Olivia prepared breakfast, Ethan wrapped his arms around her from behind. Do you regret staying? He murmured. She turned in his embrace, looking up at him. Not for a second. He studied her, as if searching for any trace of doubt. Then slowly he smiled. It wasn't the carefree smile of their youth, but it was real. Olivia leaned into him, feeling for the first time in a long time that they were going to be okay. Their love was no longer a fairy tale. It was a story of resilience. And that, Olivia realized, was even more beautiful.